So let's begin the session by talking about Microsoft Excel. Excel basically is a spreadsheet program. Now, what does Excel as a spreadsheet program do? Excel, we can say, is used to analyze data. Excel is used to organize data. Excel is also used to represent data in a graphical format where people from your team could make better sense of your data. They could reach conclusions and they could also come up with future ideas as to how to channelize the workflow. So basically, it is a reporting as well as an analysis tool, which we are going to talk about today. Now, as you see over here, I have an Excel sheet which is opened up in front of me. Now, I hope you all have the Excel workbook which has been shared with you all, which is called Basic to Advanced. Please give me a quick yes in the chat box. I hope you all have saved it. Quickly, yes in the chat box. Do you all have it saved? We are going to use this in the sessions. Okay, super. Thank you so much. We will keep to the chat for communication so that we all know that we are all on the same page. Now, let me first begin with the hierarchy of Excel. The smallest unit of Microsoft Excel. Can you tell me what is it called quickly? What is the smallest unit in Excel called? Which is the smallest entity in Excel? In the chat box, very, very quickly. What is the smallest unit in Excel called? Chat box, please, everyone. Is the answer correct? Yes, check your answers, everyone. Yes, the smallest unit in Excel is a cell. Let us go one step further. How do you name a cell? Everyone, how do you name a cell? How is a cell named? Write in the chat box, how do you name a cell? Quickly, how is a cell named? By renaming. Okay. So a cell is named by the combination of the column name and the row number. A cell is named by the combination of the column name and the row number. So when a column and a row intersect, it creates a unique entity which is called as a cell. Each cell is unique and has a particular name. For example, if you see this particular cell right now, it is called D6, which is at the combination of column D and row 6. So, at the combination of column D and row 6, we have the cell called D6. See in the name box over here, you can also see the name of the cell, which is D6. If I move my selection to another cell, you can see B9 in the name box. So at the combination of the column and the row, we get a cell and each cell is unique. Now, look at this selection over here and tell me what is this selection called. I've colored it in yellow to draw your attention. What is this selection called? What is this selection called? Quickly in the chat box, what is this selection called, everyone? What is this selection called? This is called as range of cells. Why? Because this is more than one cell. This selection like this, which is a range of cells, is named by the first cell of the range and the last cell of the range. So if I would have to select this or I would have to refer to this, I would say A5 is to D18. A5 is to D18. And it will include all of these cells within it. So the second unit after cell is called range of cells. Let us go further and let us talk about next. After range of cells, what is the next thing? Anyone, after range of cells, what comes? An Excel sheet. Now, what are the kind of names that you find on an Excel sheet when you click to add a sheet? So for example, if I come here and I click here to add a sheet, and I click here and I say new sheet. If I click here and I add a new sheet, can you see sheet 4? So as many sheets as I keep adding, the sheets get the numeric order 1, 2, 3, and so on. So a sheet has a name along with the number of the sheet. If you wish to rename a sheet, you can either double click on the sheet and rename it, or you can also right click on a sheet, right mouse click on a sheet and click on rename. In both cases, you will be able to give a new name to your sheet. So after Excel sheet, the next thing is your workbook. What does your workbook consist of? Collection of sheets. That means it consists of more than one sheet. This is the topmost unit, and the file that was shared with you, Basic to Excel Advanced, this is called a workbook. This is the workbook. Whereas referencing over here is a sheet. Can you see the sheet referencing? This is a sheet. So in this way, Microsoft Excel functions, and this is the hierarchy of MS Excel. Is anyone got any questions, or would anyone like me to repeat anything? I'm just trying to give you all an overview before we start with functions and formulas. So I'm sure this is like a quick, like a recap or a revision for you all. Anyone, any questions? Let me know. Okay, let us understand the interface of Excel. As I have referred to this before, this is called as the name box. So whenever any cell is active or whenever any cell is selected, you will see the name of the cell within the name box. Next to the name box, we have something which is called as the formulae bar. Next to it, you have something which is called as the formulae bar. And when you start writing any function or formula, you will see it in the formulae bar. Above this, we have the tabs over here. All of these tabs are context sensitive. Whenever any tab is selected, you will see the relevant options available to you. Let me show you the importance of cell referencing. Okay, I have written some numbers here, and I'm going to give you two options. You will have to tell me which option is the correct one. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say is equal to, select, write 85 plus 87 plus 9 plus 75 plus 152. Can you see I got my answer 408? This is option A. Let me show you what I will do in option B. In option B, I'll begin again with an equal to sign. I will write sum, open the bracket, and I will select 85, comma, 87, comma. Why do you think the comma is being used as a separator? These cells are not adjacent cells. If they were adjacent cells, I could do this. Select them like this. But these cells are non-adjacent cells. And when there are non-adjacent cells, we select on individual cells and click and move. And close it. Hit
Sabina,
enter.
what is Sabia,
Yes,
hi,
ma'am.
my name is Lalan.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what is this JSONs and like what you said, JSON cells in
Adjacent cells. Yes, yes,
yeah.
I'll explain that to you. So what happens is, if I write numbers like these are called adjacent cells, one after the other. So if I have to add these, I can do sum, open bracket, select all of them, close bracket, enter. But when these cells are not next to each other, they've got a lot of blank cells over here, right? So in that case, I have to do is equal to sum, open bracket, select one, put comma, select second one, put another comma, select third, and you'll have to use comma as a separator in order to select. Now, why can't I select it like this? Because if I do this and numbers get added over here, it will add up all of that. And it will not only give me what I have selected. So that is why when they are one after the other, we can use like this and drag. But when there are far-fetched, we select, put comma, select, put comma. Now, there could also be an instance where you have 45, you have 78, and you have 5, and you have 8. So you can do is equal to sum, open bracket. 45 and 78 are next to each other. So you can drag and select both, comma. But 5, comma, 8 will be selected in this manner. Yes? Does this help you get little clarity, ma'am?
Yes, yeah, sure. Continue, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Most welcome, most welcome. Okay. So when I have added these cells with option A and with option B, I would like to ask you quickly in the chat box, tell me which is the option that you think is correct. In both of them, I've got 408, correct? In both the cells, I have got 408. In both the answers, I've got 408. Which answer is correct? Who can tell me? Yes, lot of answers. Nice. Option B is correct. Exactly. Okay. Now, I'll tell you why option B is correct. Because if I come and I make this 152, 5,800, you will see that option B changes, but option A remains the same. Why? Because in case of option A, I did not write the cell reference. I did not point on the cell. I did not refer to the cell. What I did was I went and manually wrote the number. So it is referring to the number I have written, not to the cell. So when you point on a cell or you refer to a cell, it considers the value in the cell. So if the value in the cell changes wherever you have referred to it, in whichever formula, all instances will change. I repeat, if you point to cells, how do we refer to cells? We do is equal to sum, open bracket, click on the cell, comma, click on the cell. This is called referencing, referring. I am not referring to 75 and 9. I am referring to L11 and I15. So when the value in L11 and in I15 changes, automatically this answer will change. So this is the importance of referencing in order to make your sheets auto-update themselves. Okay, it will help you to auto-update themselves. So whenever there is a change in the formula, automatically all instances, wherever you selected or clicked on the cell will change. Now, in the language of Excel, this idea of pointing to the cells or referring to the cells is termed as relative cell referencing. This is the default cell referencing of MS Excel, which is used to copy and create formulas. This is the default cell referencing of MS Excel, which is used to copy and create formulas. Let us go ahead now to this referencing sheet. And here we are going to use the same concept of referencing and calculate the revenue. I'm sure you all have the sheet. It is this gray area which I will be helping you, or you all will be filling with referencing. So how will you do this? The revenue is a combination of quantity and cost. So what is revenue? Quantity multiplied by cost. What is the formula for revenue? You have the quantity, you have the cost, you will get the revenue. So how will we go about this? We will say is equal to all functions and formulae begin with an equal to sign. Click on the first cell just below the label of quantity. Click on the first cell just below the label of quantity. Multiplied by, in the cost column, click on the first. Now we have taken the cells both belonging to row 5. Enter and you can see the answer. Now by taking both the cells just below the label and in the same row, I can then come to the corner and drag this down to copy the formula. I don't have to keep writing quantity multiplied by cost in each and every row. I do it in the first cell and I drag it down and it will copy the formula to the range of cells. Right? Let me show it to you one more time and then I'll give you 1 minute to quickly try it out. Begin with an equal to sign, click on quantity, multiplied by cost, hit enter, come to the corner. Now there are two ways of copying. Either you come to the corner. Can you see this plus sign symbol here? Either you double click here or you drag it down. Either way, it will copy the formula. So how can you copy formulas really quickly? Either you double click or drag. Either way, it works. Okay? Can you all try this, please, everyone? Can everyone please try this out? Wow, thank you. Okay, let me wait for 1 or 2 more duns and then I will proceed. Now, what is the advantage of referencing? Suppose my quantity from 102 here or my quantity from 90 here becomes 900. Can you see what is happening? Can you see what is happening? Did you see the answer change? Or make it an odd number? 423. Can you see this answer changed? So that is the advantage of using relative cell referencing. Every time you make a change in the formula, all the instances will change. Every time you make a change in any of the numbers of the cells where you're giving reference or you're referring to, all the places will change. So if I change quantity column or I change cost column, the revenue will auto update itself. I repeat, if I change quantity or I change cost, my revenue will auto update itself. Is it clear, everyone? Can we proceed? Okay, great, super. Now let me go over here where I have 6% of the revenue to be calculated. Suppose there is a tax being applied, a tax of 6% on the revenue. If I need to calculate the tax on the revenue, which is 6%, I will try referring to cells again. So let me show you how. Begin with an equal to sign. Click on the revenue multiplied by, what is the tax amount? 6%. Click on the cell 6%. Hit enter. Now, in this first case, I get my answer. I get the correct answer. But when I decide to come to the corner of the cell and copy this formula down, when I decide to come to the corner of the cell and copy this formula down, can you see what happens? I get an error. I get an error. Why is this error happening? Let me show you with the shape. Let me take a line and show you what is happening. So revenue is multiplied here. Okay, but you know what happens here? This is multiplied by this. Every cell gets multiplied to the cell above. What is my requirement? That everything should be multiplied only by 6%. But what is happening? The reference is going at a cross. The reference or the selection is going at a cross. Can you see what happens when I come here? This is multiplied by this cell. When I come here, it is multiplied by the cell above. All the values are not getting multiplied by 6%. In order to take care of this, we will use something which is called as absolute cell referencing, or the use of something which is called as the dollar sign to lock the cell. So what am I going to do now? In order to take care of this mistake, I am going to make sure that my 6% cell is locked. So what will I do? Begin with an equal to sign. Select the first cell below the label of the revenue. Begin with an equal to sign. Select the first cell just below the revenue. Multiplied by. Click on 6%. And you know what we are going to do now? We are going to use F4 key. F4 key of function F4 in order to put a dollar before the column and a dollar before the row to lock that particular cell. So what is the idea here? In order to fix the cell 6%, in order to lock the cell 6%, so that every value in the revenue column will only be multiplied by 6%. Press enter and you will get the answer here. Come to the corner to copy this formula down, and now it fills all of them correctly. So what are we doing? We are going to this particular cell and we are locking the cell. We are making it constant. We are putting dollar sign before the column and a dollar sign before the row to lock. Now, we use F4, function key F4 to lock it. In certain keys of a laptop, you may need function F4. So if your F1, F2 keys only work with function keys, you will use function and F4. Otherwise, normally an F4 works. F4 is the shortcut. Now, if you do not want to use shortcut, you will have to manually put dollar before the column and dollar before the row. So if you want to do it manually, you will do it like this. Dollar before the column, dollar before the row to lock the cell. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to repeat this one more time for you all and we can do it together. I'm going to repeat this. We're going to do it together now. So begin with an equal to sign. Click on the revenue. Multiplied by. Click on the 6% tax. Use the F4 key. If the F4 key does not work, use function and F4. Hit enter. Come to the corner, either double click or drag it down and complete the column. Is this clear, everyone? Yes? Let me know in the chat box if you all want me to repeat this one more time. Using the dollar sign, which is the second type of referencing, which is called as absolute cell referencing.
Second, madam.
Yes, tell me.
I have one question.
Yes.
So basically what I did is
rather than selecting the dollars, I have mentioned 6% and I have dragged down. So I
Okay.
got the correct answer. Is it that way we can follow?
Okay, so that is not a wrong way, because I would always say that in Excel, you can have 5 ways, 3 to 5 ways of doing anything. It is not wrong, but suppose the 6%, I make it 4%. In my case, all my answers will change. But in your case, you would have to go and change the 6% to 4% in the cells, right? So it doesn't make it dynamic. So by giving referencing or referring to cells, you're basically reducing your work. You know, your formulas are always auto updating. And sometimes this 6 and 4% may not be typed. It may be fetched from another sheet. So in that case, it will fetch from the sheet, but you will not have it changed if you have manually typed it. Yeah. Most welcome. Okay, anyone else? Any questions? Are we good? Let us go ahead. Can you all try 8.30%, please? Then I have a question for all of you all. So finish this 8.30 and I have a question for all of you all before we proceed. Okay, very good. Everyone completed the 8.30% one? Let me do it together so you all can check your answer, and so that you all can also do it along with me in case you all want to go through it once more. Begin with an equal to sign. Click on the revenue, multiplied by, click on 8.30. And then we use the F4 $sign, enter, come to the corner and double click. Are your answers tallying, everyone? Okay. Perfect. Superb. Thank you. Now let me ask you a question. There is a percentage sign here. Can you see percentage sign? Yes, there is a percentage sign here. And under this drop down also, there is a percentage sign. Under the percentage sign, there is one under this list. And there is also a percentage sign here. What is the difference between the two? Can anyone tell me in chat box very quickly? What is the difference between both the percentage signs? What is the difference between the two percentage signs? Who can explain? There is one percentage sign here. And there is one percentage sign here. What is the difference? Who can explain? No, both are not same. Both are not same. Tell me. Both are not same. What is the difference? Who can tell me between both the percentage signs? Okay. Yes, that is correct. So see, when I click on this is 8.30, correct? If I click here, it will round it off. So the percentage symbol, which is outside, gives you rounded values. Whereas in the drop down, the percentage sign will give you, after the point, the detailed value. So outside percentage, rounded value. Under the drop down, precise value. So if you want rounded value, you go for outside percentage. If you want precise value, you will go for inside. If it is more than 0.5, it gives you next number. Okay, if it is more than 0.5, it gives you next number. If it is less, same number. Are we getting it? If it is more than 0.5, next number. And if it is less than 0.5, same number. Okay, super. Now, can you all quickly tell me which version of Excel you all are using? Are you all using Office 365, everybody? Or 2019? Which version of Excel? Quickly tell me in chat box. Which version of Excel are you all using? Okay, let me show you all one of the Office 365 features. Now, in Office 365, we have something which is called as Dynamic Aware Array. What does Dynamic Aware Array do? In Dynamic Aware Array, you take one and you multiply it by this. You take one array and you multiply by the other array. And it creates something which is called as a spilled range. Spilled range mein only one cell has the formula. In case of a spilled range, only one cell has the formula. And the formula simply gets spilled in the other cells. So let me show it to you and then we will do it together. Begin with equal to sign. Select the range of the revenue multiplied by. So range of revenue multiplied by range of percentage of tax. Enter. Can you see what happens? I did not need to put dollar sign. I did not need to put formulate 2 times. The formula is only put once. And it has created a spilled range. Now, how do I know it is a spilled range? Can you see this blue bounding box around the spilled range? This shows that this is a spilled range. This shows that this is a spilled range. The advantage of using a spilled range is that the formula gets spilled. But if I come here and I write my name, it obstructs the flow of the spilled range and you'll get an error. Formula is in G5. It is spilling over the remaining array till age 13, but I cannot obstruct it with any text. How do you know a range is spilled range? You can see this blue bounding box around it. Delete the formula, the spilled range gets deleted. So the first very important thing about a spilled range is, in a spilled range, the formula is in only the first cell. In the other cell, the formula only spills. So is equal to, select the range, multiplied by, select the next range. Enter. Please try, everyone. Please try, everyone. Okay, super. So did everyone follow spilled range? Yes? Okay, great. Let us go now and let us look at the total. How will you calculate the total? How will you calculate the total? How will you calculate? Please be on mute. Yes, sure, I'll repeat it. So in order to create a spill range, the formulae is only in the first cell, whereas it only overflows or spills into the other cells. Begin with an equal to sign. Select the range of cells multiplied by, select the second range of cells and hit enter. So basically in a spilled range, we are working with arrays. What is array? It is a range of cells, more than one cells, more than some of the Office 365 formulae. They are all based on arrays and spill ranges. As we go through the sessions, maybe on a day, on every session or every alternate session, we will be covering the Office 365 functionality. Come and calculate the total. Now, how will you calculate the total of the revenue? You'll begin with an equal to sign, write the sum function, open the bracket, and select the range. Open the bracket and select the range. Close the bracket and hit enter. What is this giving me? This is giving me the total. If I would like to format the cells, if I would like to format the cells, I can use the comma separator. This is the comma separator. Once you are done with total, we will go to the minimum. Once you all are done with total, we will go to minimum. Okay, for minimum, we have a formula called is equal to min. Now, is equal to min, what does it do? Min function will give you the minimum value. Min function will give you the minimum value from a range of cells. So what does minimum function do? It gives you the least or the smallest value from the range, from a range of cells. So what does minimum function do? Gives you the minimum value, the least value from the range. So how will we do this? Come to the cell, is equal to min, open the bracket, select the range of cells, close bracket and hit enter. This is the minimum value from the range. Now, again, we have referred to cells. If any value, quantity or cost changes, what will change? Revenue. If revenue changes, the minimum may also change. I repeat, we have given reference. If quantity changes or cost changes, what will change? Revenue. And in the list of revenue, if the least value changes, you will get updated minimum value. So for example, if this from 132 quantity becomes 800 quantity, can you see we got a new minimum here? Why? Because we changed this. So every time a value changes, you will see updated values. Every time a value changes, you will see updated values. Please try. Please try this, everyone. Let's go to the next value, which is the maximum value. Yes, sure. I'll repeat the formula. We begin with an equal to sign. We write min, open bracket, select the range of cells, close bracket, and hit enter. Let's go to maximum value. Begin with an equal to sign. Max is the maximum value formula. So the formula for maximum value is equal to max. What does max function do? From a range of cells, it gives you the topmost value. From a range of cells, it gives you the topmost value. Open the bracket, select the range of cells, close bracket, and hit enter. Now what happens is minimum is equal to min. Minimum formula is equal to min. Okay. Maximum formula is max. So what do we presume average to be? AVG? No. For average, we take the full spelling. So because minimum is min and maximum is max, we presume average also to be AVG. But in case of average, we take the full spelling of average in the formula. In case of average, we take the full spelling of average in the formula. So let us come here. Is equal to average, open bracket, is equal to average, open bracket. Select the range of cells, close bracket, enter. So what is this? This is nothing but the average. If the quantity or the cost or the revenue changes, you will automatically see that the average will also change. I repeat, if the quantity or the cost changes, the revenue will change and the average will also change. Can you try this, everyone, please? Good work, those who have tried it on their own. Great, awesome. Now we have two trick questions here. I repeat, we have two trick questions here. Now what happens over here is minimum is min, maximum is max. But suppose I tell you I want the second smallest value from the range. I repeat my question. I want the second smallest value from the range. So what will happen? I will look up this range and I will want the second smallest value. Now this range is a short range, only 10 items. I can quickly survey and see which is the second smallest or third smallest. But suppose I have 9,999 rows and I need the third smallest value. What will I do? Can anyone tell me? Min will give me minimum. If I need third smallest value, what will I do? Min will give me minimum. If I need third smallest value, what will I do? Yes, good, very good. We will use the small formula. There is a formula called is equal to small. What does small formula do? It looks up an array of cells. What does the small formula do? It looks up the array of cells. And from the cells, it gives you the smallest value. So here it will look up the revenue column F and the items in revenue column F. And K will determine the number. So array stands for range of cells, comma, and K stands for number. K stands for number. So I want second smallest value. I will do 2. K stands for second smallest value. So I will do 2. Close bracket, hit enter, and this is the answer. Let me show it to you one more time. Is equal to small, open bracket, select the range of cells, comma, K stands for number. What is K? The number that you want. K is for number. That means you want second, third, whatever you want. Now, let me ask you a question quickly. If you want the minimum value using small, what will the value of K be? You want the minimum value? Yes. K will be 1. So if I do in this row, if I come in this row and I do is equal to small function, open bracket, select the range, comma, and K, I'll say 1, it will give me minimum value. Can you see this? Can you see this? This is using small and that was using min function. Can you see the same answer? Same answer. So if I use small function and my value of K is 1, I will get the same answer as minimum. Let us go to large function. Is equal to large will help me get the fourth highest value from a range. So if I want the fourth highest value or the fifth highest value or the 10th highest value from a range, I can use the large function where K will stand for number. Where K will stand for number. So is equal to large, select the array of cells, use comma as a separator and write 4. Why am I writing 4 here? I am writing 4 because I want the fourth largest value. I am writing 4 because I want the fourth largest value. And here I've got the fourth largest value. Here everyone? Yes? Okay, great.
Miss, can you please repeat it one more time?
Yes, sure. So begin with an equal to sign, write large, open the bracket. Select the range of cells or the array, comma as a separator. K stands for number. So if you want fourth largest value, K's value will be 4. If you want ninth largest value, the value of K will be 9. So here, since we are looking for fourth largest value, value of K will be 4. Hit enter and you got the answer. Now suppose I want maximum. What will the value of K be quickly? If I want maximum, what will the value of K be? Is equal to large. Select the range, comma. What is the value of K for large? If I want maximum value, K will be 1, right? Because I want the topmost value, the highest value. So here you can see this is large function. This is max function. So as you can see, this is the most simplest example where I'm showing you that you can get same answer through 2 different methodologies. Same answer through 2 different methodologies. Please complete the sheet, everyone. And if you all have any questions or queries, you can let me know. Let us go further. Now, this coloring on the cell, this font color, this border, what is all of this called? What is all of this called? Font color, borders, fill color. What is all of this called? Can anyone tell me what is it called? Quickly in the chat box, what is it called? It is called formatting. Yes, very good. It is called formatting. So bold, italic, underline, fill color, border color, text color, fonts, all of these things are called formatting. Now, if you want to clear formatting from a range of cells, I repeat, if you want to clear formatting from a range of cells, you have to select the range of cells. Okay, you have to select the range of cells, and under editing, you will see something which says clear formats. Under editing, you will see something which is called as clear formats. What will clear formats do? It will clear all instances of formatting from the cells. I repeat, it will clear all instances of formatting from the cells. Click on clear formats, and can you see the color is gone, the border is gone, the text color is gone, everything is gone. So when you go under editing, under clear formats, it will clear the formats. Now suppose I select this, okay, and I would like to color this box light gray, and I would like to put a thick box around this. What is this? This is also formatting. But if I clear this formatted box and I come to the drop down here and I say clear contents will clear the matter. I repeat, clear contents will clear the matter. But what will be retained? The formatting, that is the gray fill, and the black bounding box will be retained. The black bounding box and the gray fill will be retained. So when I click on clear contents, what will happen? The text matter will go away. Can you see that? But what will be retained? The coloring and the border both will be retained. The coloring and the border both will be retained. If I come here and start typing my name, it will get typed within this same formatting. So clear formats will clear formatting, clear contents will clear text. And what does clear all do? Can anyone tell me in chat? What will clear all do? Can someone explain in chat very, very quickly? What will clear all do? What will clear all do? Superb. Clear all will clear both format plus content. Both will be cleared. Formatting and the content both will be cleared with clear all. Now, suppose I would like to copy formats. If I would like to copy formatting, I will use something in the clipboard which is called as the format painter. So first you go to the cell that you want to copy. I repeat, first you go to the cell that you would like to copy. Then you click on format painter, and as you move the brush, it will apply the color. Now it will apply the color only to one instance. It will apply the color only to one instance. If you want the formatting to be applied. I'm selecting this because I don't want the percentage sign. So I'm selecting simple number format. If you want the formatting to be applied to a range of cells, don't click once, double click on this. And then wherever you go, you can apply. Till you don't click on escape. See, I can still apply format. What did I do? I double clicked on the format painter. When you click once on the format painter, it will apply it once. But if you double click, till you don't press escape, you can keep applying the formatting. I repeat, if you double click on format painter, till you don't press escape, it will keep applying the format painter. If you want to go back, you can do Ctrl Z and go back. And it will go back to how it was the number of times you press Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z is to undo, whereas Ctrl Y is to redo. So simple keyboard shortcuts. Ctrl Z is undo. Is to redo. And if you double click on format painter, you can keep applying format painting attributes. Please try this, everyone. Please try. Good work. Thank you, Aurelia. Okay, good work. Okay, very good. Let us go ahead. And let us go to the sheet called insurance data. Now, in this insurance data sheet, I'm going to introduce you to something which is called as the table tool. Now, let me talk to you about the advantages of using the table tool. Now, with the table tool, okay, when you scroll, your headers remain intact. Okay, you can easily filter plus sort your data. What is the other advantage of using the table tool? You get a total row at the end. Formatting is also very attractive. It is a fixed range or absolute range which you can use across sheets. What else about the table? Table, while created, we use a dollar sign. Also, a table has a name. And every time you want to refer to the table, you can use that name in order to refer to the table. These are all the advantages of using a table tool. Okay. Now, let me show you two shortcuts before we begin. If you are anywhere on a sheet and you do Ctrl A, what will happen? Your whole sheet will get selected. If you are anywhere on a sheet and you do a Ctrl A, your whole sheet will get selected, correct? But only one cell is active. Can you tell me right now which is my active cell? My whole sheet is selected, but only one cell is active. Can you tell me which is a cell that is active? G12. Excellent. So even if, I repeat, even if your whole sheet is selected, the active cell always is only one. So at any given time, there is only one and only one active cell in a sheet. Is it clear? Any questions? Let us go ahead. If you go within a data set, I repeat, if you go within a data set and you do Control A, you know what happens? The extent till where there is data, it will get fully selected. So Control A, anywhere on a sheet, full sheet will get selected. But Control A within a range, only till the extent at which the range extends, that will get selected. Only the extent till where the range extends, it will get selected. Can you all try these two shortcuts very quickly? Control A within a range and Control A on the sheet. Done? Okay, great. Now, I'm going to do a Control A here. And in order to quickly convert it into a table, I can use the keyboard shortcut Control T. Keyboard shortcut Control T will give you the pop-up for the table tool. Keyboard shortcut Control T will give you the shortcut for the table tool. Now, even when I select the data and I go to insert, even when I select the data and I go to insert and I click from here on table, I will still get the same pop-up. So which are the two ways of creating a table? Do Control T within a selected data set. Option 2, go to insert and say insert table. What is the second option? Go to insert and inside that do insert table. First, it will ask you, where is the data for your table? What is the first thing it will ask you? Where is the data for your table? This is the data. Can you see the data selected for the table? My table has headers. So the table has headers. What are the headers for the table? Can anyone tell me in the chat box? What are the headers for the table? Quickly in chat box. Yes, nice. Transaction type, city type, units, all of those are headers. Super. Now, if my table did not have headers, then I will not check this. If my table did not have column labels, if my table did not have column labels or my data had no column labels, then do not check this. Because then Excel will give column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, and so on. But right now there are headings, there are labels which we want to use. So we will click here. Click on OK. And here you can see the formatting for your table as well as the option to filter your table. You will also see the table has a name called table 2. I can rename this to insurance data. I can rename it to insurance data if I want. Click anywhere outside and the name gets saved. What is the name of this table? Insurance data. If I go to the name box and I click on insurance data, you will see that the data gets selected. If I go to the drop down and I click on insurance data, you will see that insurance data gets selected. So can we all go and convert our data into table format, everyone, please? Okay, great. Now, since we have our table now here, let us start using some of the functionality of the table.
Can you just repeat once again?
Yes, sure, absolutely. So select anywhere within the data and do a Ctrl A. So it will select the whole data. Then either you use keyboard shortcut Ctrl T, okay, and this pop-up will open, or you go to insert and click on table. Same pop-up will open. Now in the selection, can you see $sign being used? This shows that this is a fixed range. This range is making use of absolute cell referencing. This range is a fixed range and it is making use of absolute cell referencing. Under that you have my table has headers. So we will check this. My table has headers. Why? Because if you see this data has headers. And what are the headers? The headers here are city type, transaction type, and so on. In case your data did not have headers, then you can ask Excel to put its own headings and give you. I repeat, you can ask Excel to put its own headings and give you. What will happen because of this? Because of this, you will get column 1, column 2, column 3, and so on. That is if you did not have. But right now, we have headings, so we can go ahead with these headings. Click on OK, and as soon as you click on OK, the formatting which is applied to a table will automatically be applied to your data. Click on OK, and here you have your table. If you see, there is Table Design tab which opens up in front of you. If you see, there is a new tab called Table Design which has opened up in front of you. And your table also has a name called Table 3. And your table also has a name called Table 3. If you wish to customize your table or call it with a different name, you can always give your table a name. After giving the name, click anywhere outside so the name gets saved. If you don't do that and go elsewhere and click, the name of your table will not get saved. Once you have converted your data into table form, if you go to the name box and click on your table name, it automatically will select or highlight the table and give you. It will automatically select or highlight your table and give it to you. Once you are in the table, you can scroll through the data like this. Okay, and your labels will not go away because your data is in table format. The headings will be retained. So first option is checked, that when you scroll, your headings remain intact, right? Let's explore the second option. Let us explore the second option. Easily filter and sort your data. I repeat, easily filter and sort your data. Can anyone tell me the difference between sorting and filtering? Who can tell me difference quickly in the chat box? Come on. What is the difference between sorting and filtering data? Sort as per the preference. In sort means the whole data when it's sequence. Okay, yes, you are close. Now in sorting, the volume of your data or the quantity of your data and sorting remains same. So basically sorting, okay, it's always the whole data. just arranged differently. So in sorting, volume of data remains the same. Second is filtering data. What happens in filtering data? You see parts of the data. So parts of the data are hidden and you will only see parts of the data. That means you will see row number 2, you will see row number 4, you will see row number 6. You will see the rows in this manner. Is that clear? So sorting affects only the presentation of the data, rows and columns, how they are presented. Some rows are up, some rows are down. Okay. And when we are talking about filtering, filtering is affecting the volume of the data. Is it clear about sorting and filtering data? Please feel free to ask any questions that you all have, huh, everyone? Okay. Now let us try the first type of sorting where we are going to sort in ascending order. Now, what are we going to do? We are going to sort the units in ascending order. So click on the number of units, click on smallest to largest, and here the data will get sorted in ascending order. Can you see this? Just one second. Can you see this? Now, you will be surprised to see 3652 as the smallest value. But if you look very carefully, it is a negative 3652 value and hence it is right on top. Because there are negative values, you are seeing the highest negative value on top, and then as it goes down, it begins with positive values somewhere down the line after the zero values. Now, when you sort the data, if you look little closely at your table, you will see one arrow going up. If you are sorting your data, you will see an arrow going up. Arrow going up, what does it indicate? What does arrow up indicate? Arrow up indicates ascending order. Can you see over here ascending order? Arrow up indicates ascending order. If I want the values in descending order, that is big to small, I will click here and I will say sort in largest to smallest. And now you can see that it is in descending order. Can you see the arrow change now? See down arrow, direction of arrow changes. Yes? You will see that the arrow changes. So we have ascending order and we have descending order. Is this clear, everyone? Any questions so far? Any questions? Is it clear, everyone? Let us go ahead. Now, we have sorted the units column. Can we sort the transaction type column also in ascending order? Yes, we can sort it. But when we talk about text characters in ascending order or in descending order, when we talk about text characters in ascending order or in descending order, what happens? We get it alphabet wise. So click on this. Can you see sort A to Z? So now when I'm sorting here, based on transaction type, my ascending order will be A to Z, whereas my descending order will be Z to A. Can you all try this, everyone, please? Go to transaction type, click on sort A to Z, and you will see that it is sorted in ascending order. You will see that it is sorted in ascending order. Please try based on transaction type sorting. Please try, everyone. Ascending order based on transaction type. Great. Now let us go and let us sort them in descending order. I'll write down my question. Descending order based on net asset value. NAV is the full form for net asset value. Complete this question. Descending order based on net asset value. Okay, have you all completed? Good work. Excellent. Let me put in the second question. Online in ascending order. Online in ascending order. Come on. Great. Is everyone comfortable with sorting data? So with a table tool, you don't have to go to data sort. You don't have to go to home tab, sort and filter group. You can quickly sort your data using these options of these filter buttons when you have data in table format. So when your data is in table format, sorting and filtering data is very, very easy. It is quicker. You don't have to go and choose data sort or go to the home tab, go in the editing group, sort and filter. You don't have to do that. Is that clear? Okay. Let us go to the second step. And now in the second step, we are going to talk about filtering data. Now, as we said, filtering data is sieving out data. You are only seeing a part of your data. You're not seeing the whole one. So suppose I come here and I filter based on transaction type purchase. So I'll remove the checkbox from select all. I will only check purchase and I will say okay. Now I am seeing the data only for purchase. And in between, you'll see a lot of gaps in the numbering. Why are you seeing the gaps in the numbering? That is because We have only sieved out and we are only seeing the data for purchase. Is that clear? So filtering data, the whole data is there, but it is hidden. You are only seeing the part on which you have applied the query based on what you want to filter. Let me clear the filter, but before that, how do you know that the data is filtered? Can anyone tell me? One thing, there are a lot of gaps in the rows. What is the second way of checking if your data is filtered? Can anyone tell me quickly? How can you tell that your data is filtered? Tell me. Yes, the clear filter option becomes available to you. Yes, you can say that, clear filter. But you'll also see a sieve icon. Can you see this? Sieve button here, which shows symbol of filter. You will not see it if the data is not filtered. So you will see the sieve icon or the symbol, which shows that the data is filtered. So the sieve icon will show you that your data is filtered. Is it clear? Any questions? Come over here on the drop down. This answer was also correct. You will see clear filter available. If there is no filter applied, you will see whenever a filter is not applied, the clear filter transaction type will be grayed. The clear filter transaction type will be grayed. Yes. Good work. Everyone, I'm very happy with the responses that you all are giving me in the chat. I actually feel this is truly a very, very engaging and a very, very interactive session. So thank you to everyone for giving me good support. We have some more time left, so let us continue. Let me give you some questions on filtering. Filter the data to show only T30 city type. Now, before you apply the second filter, you have to clear the previous filter. Otherwise, what will happen? You have less data, you apply another filter. You have less data, you apply another filter. So, the quantity of data keeps getting reduced as you keep applying filters one on top of the other. Right? So, suppose I say, I want to see purchase over here. Correct? And I forget to clear this. And I say city type T30. I will only be seeing city type T30 within purchase, not all of the city type T30. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So before applying the next filter, it is important to clear the previous filter, and only then you should go ahead and apply the next filter. Clear the filter. Next question, I want online should be Funds Bazaar. Okay, these are the two questions. Please finish this filter. First question, only T30, then clear the filter. Okay, only T30 is the first question. Then clear the filter, then apply online Funds Bazaar. Come on, everyone. We'll wait for 1 more minute so that everyone completes and then proceed. Okay, good work, everyone. Thank you. Now, suppose I tell you that I want to see the units, but I want to see only the units which are positive in nature. I want to see the units which are positive in nature. Okay. I want to see the units which are positive in nature. If I want to see the units which are positive in nature, will I sit and manually check? Will I sit and check manually which is positive and which is negative? No. I will go to number filters and I will say greater than, number filter greater than, and I will say 0. If the number is greater than 0, what does it mean? The number is positive in nature. If I say the number should be greater than 0, that means the number is positive in nature, right? Click on OK. And now you are only seeing values which are positive in nature. Is it clear? So you can have filters based on a criteria or a condition also. Clear the filter from here. Let's apply one on net asset value greater than 0. We will not say greater than or equal to 0. We will only say greater than 0. Click on net asset value. Number filters greater than, and I will say 0. So what will it show? It will only show me those which are positive in nature. Please try, everyone. Good work. Suppose I want to filter out units between 10,000 and 40,000. I only want to see the number of units between 10,000 and 40,000. I will show you an example and then you all can try it. Click on units, click on number filters, click on between. Click on number filters, click on between. Write the greater than or equal to. So it should be greater than or equal to 10,000. And it should be less than or equal to 40,000. Greater than or equal to 10,000. Less than or equal to 40,000. Click on OK. Can you see this, everyone? Please try between. I'm writing the next question. Net asset value should be between 10 and 100. That's the question for you. Come on. Net asset value between 10 and 100. Go for it, everyone. Good work, everyone. Thank you for prompt responses. Really appreciate. Okay, great, everyone. Very good. How do you clear it? Go back to filter, clear filter from units, and we have cleared all our filters successfully. Okay. Now, have we accomplished the second task of the table tool, sorting and filtering? Yes. Correct. So we could sort and filter very easily. We have accomplished the second goal. Let us scroll down to the end of the data. And when we scroll down to the end, you will see that there is a total row at the end of the data. There is a total row at the end of the data. Click on the table and can you see total row on table design? Under table design, can you see total row? Click on total row and immediately you will see a total row. Under table design, click on total row and you will immediately see a total row which is displayed. Now, what does this total row do? You know, we have Autosum functions like sum, minimum, maximum, count. The total row gives you aggregate values like those in the end of your data. The total row gives you aggregate values like sum, count, minimum, maximum, average at the end of your data. So you can come over here at the end of online, and if you click on count, it gives you the head count. If I go to net asset value and I would like to see anything like, for example, the sum of the net asset value, click on the drop down and click on sum. You will see the sum of the net asset value in the total row at the end. Click on units and now I want to see the average units. Again, click on the drop down, click on average and it will give you average units. So when you create a table, under table design, if the total row is checked or it is enabled, you will be able to use this last row for these mathematical calculations. Is that clear? Can you all try this, please, everyone? Under table design, you have total row and this is your total row. Please try, everyone, total row. We'll wait for 2 more minutes for all the participants to complete. Good work, everyone. Let us proceed. Now, let us explore some more of the table style options. Now, as you know, when we create a table, you have table styles which are available. By default, it puts the blue color, but you can apply a style of your choice to your table. So if you like this purple color or you like this green color, or you can click in the drop down and choose from a host of different styles that are available. Along with this, you can also enable or disable the filter button. This option over here is called the filter button. If I go over here and close the filter button, I will no longer be able to filter the data. But if the filter button is on, within a table, I can filter my data. So I can check it on and I can check it off. Same with total row. Total row can be put on or off, depending upon me. I can also say if I want my first column to be bold. I can also decide if I want my first column to be bold. Can you see this? The first column is bold. Can you see the difference in the first column? Yes, I'm using it as a toggle button. I can also make my last column bold. I already have banded rows. So you'll have bands. You can have banded columns also. Banded rows, banded columns, first column, first row are all of these things that you can use in order to enhance the physical appearance of your table. You can also remove the header row if you don't want the header row. But if you don't have the header row, you will not know your labels for your table. So you have to keep the header row on. But banded rows and banded columns is a personal choice. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I leave it up to you. Is this clear, everyone? Any questions so far? Let me check this. Total row at the end is also done. Formatting, very attractive, done. Okay. Now, when we made the table, you may have realized that there was a dollar sign used in it. Did you see the dollar sign when we made the table? That shows that when we create a table, it is a fixed entity. Let me show you an example. Control T. Suppose I select this much data. Okay, and I say Control T. Can you see the dollar sign is getting used? What does this indicate? This indicates that this is an absolute range. It is a fixed entity. I can refer to it at any given time. Now, right now, my table does not have headers. Right now, my table does not have headers. So I will say my table doesn't have headers. I'll keep it unchecked. Click on OK. Can you see that they have put column 1 as a heading for my table? Why did they do it? Because my table did not have headers. So in cases when your table does not have headers, they just put column 1, column 2, and so on, and give you headers so that you can continue working with the table without any hindrance. But if your table has headers, you have to tell them that yes, my table has headers. My columns have labels. You have to specify that. So whenever a table is created, it is always a fixed entity. It is always a fixed range. Now let me tell you one more interesting thing about your table. In the table, let me keep my table total row off. If I come here and I write purchase and I write over here T40 and I write over here online. I added a new row. Let me add one more. I added 2 new rows. In a table, when a table is already made and you add new rows, automatically your table expands. So if I come here and I click on insurance data and I scroll right to the end, can you see it has taken these 2 new rows as well with this symbol? So when new rows are added in a table, it auto takes those rows. Similarly, if I come over here and I write team leader, can you see it has added this also here with the same formatting? Click on the table tool and click here. Can you see it has taken the new column? So when new rows of data are added or new columns of data are added, your table auto updates. It becomes bigger. The selection increases of your table automatically in order to incorporate those new entities. So it is very good, especially when you're referring to data which is in table format across sheets. Because when data is added in the table, it automatically takes it and it reflects the answers. So you get updated values time and again as and when new values are added to your table. Can you try closing the total row and adding one new column called team leader and 2 new rows, please, to your data? Please try. Please try adding 2 new rows and 1 new column to your data. Please add 1 new column and 2 new rows to your table. And if possible, send me screenshots in the chat box. I want to see how your tables are looking like. Use the snipping tool and send me screenshots. So click on snipping tool. Okay, and you can take a screenshot. See like this. And send it to me. Okay. I want to see screenshots in the chat box. If anyone has any doubts, let me know. You can share your screen. I'll give you access. Good work. Very nice. No one has changed the formatting. No one has changed the formatting. No one has changed their formatting of their table. Everyone is giving me blue tables only. Oh, nice. Very nice tables. Good work, everyone. Very nice. Super. Good. Very good. Okay, let us proceed now. Now, when you want to come out of table, will you do Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z? When you want to come out of table, you don't want your data in tabular format. What will you do? You will convert your data into a range of cells. I repeat, you will convert your data into a range of cells. What is a range of cells? A range of cells is how your data was before you made it into table. What was it? It was a collection of cells. It was multiple cells together on a particular sheet. So what will you do for that? Click on table design. Click on convert to range. When you click on convert to range, it will remove your data from table format and convert it to a range of cells. It will remove your data from table format and convert it to a range of cells. It will ask me, do you want to convert the table to a normal range? If I say yes, it will become a normal range. I will lose all functionality. For example, when I click on it, I won't see table design. There will be no filter option. There will be no total row at the end. If I add something new, it will not get added to my table because it is not a table anymore. But if I see very carefully, it is only formatting which is retained. So what is retained? What is retained? Only formatting is retained. You lose everything. You cannot filter, you cannot sort, you cannot, like when you scroll through the data, the labels also go away. You don't get total row at the end. Correct? All functionality is lost. But what is retained is formatting. The coloring on your cells is retained. Now tell me one thing. If you want to convert this data and remove this formatting, which option will you all use to make this into how the data was earlier? Which option will you use to make this data how it was earlier? If I want to remove the formatting, which option will I use? I will go to clear option, and under clear, I will choose clear formats. What will it do? It will remove any kind of formatting and it will give me the data, how it was when I began and started teaching you. It will give me the data in the raw format, how it was when we started working with the data. Is it clear, everyone? Any questions? Are we good? Okay. Now I want you all to select your whole data and convert it into a range of cells. Everyone, select your data and convert it into a range of cells. Everyone. Select the data, convert it into range of cells, please. Is it clear? Any questions? Does anyone have any questions? Whatever we have covered today, I'll just give you all a recap of what we have done today. Let me begin. Firstly, I'm going to do a Ctrl A. It will select the whole sheet, but one cell will be active, which is F3. Then I'm going to go into clear tab and clear all. Clear all will clear formats as well as contents. Okay, so we spoke about referencing. We spoke about $sign. We did Autosum functions. Correct? We did the small and the large function. Then we began table tool. Within the table tool, we did filtering. We did sorting. Correct? We did formatting, clear formatting. What else did we cover today? What have I missed? We did sorting, we did formatting, we did clear formatting. What else did we cover? We covered converting a table to a range. Yes, sorting, ascending, descending order. So these are the things that we have covered in today's session. Have I missed out on anything? Have I missed out on anything? And we did some shortcuts. What were the shortcuts we did? Control A, correct? Control X, sorry, Control Z, Control Y, F4. Okay, before we wind up today's session, let me color this cell and let me give it font color. Now, I have colored this cell and I have given it font color. You know the function key F4? The function key F4 I showed you is used for $sign. But if I use function F4, Okay. But if I use function F4, you know what it does? It repeats the last function also. If I use F4, it repeats the last function as well. Okay. So if you've added a new row, it will add a new row. Okay. If you have colored a cell, it will color a cell. See this? If you have done border, it will add border. See this? It added the border. So what does F4 do? F4, your function key F4 will repeat the last command. So this is the last shortcut that I'm covering with you for today. Does anyone have any questions? Or would anyone like to give any feedback on today's session so that we can customize the future sessions, or we can take care of the pace or anything as such in the training? If anyone would like to give any feedback, I'm open to feedback. Please do share on chat. If anyone has any questions or any queries, please do let me know. We will be meeting for the next session on Friday, 3:30 India time. I will be sending you the reminder with the link. Data sheet will be the same. Please save it and keep. We will be using in all the sessions. Okay. If new data needs to be shared, I will share it. But as of now, we will be using this only. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone.
Sabina, I have one request, like, whatever the data you are having, is it possible to share that same with us? Like, because otherwise we have to prepare our own data, and it because of the short of time, we can't prepare it.
Ma'am, I have already given you this data on mail. You have not received
You
as
are,
attachment.
no, actually, the last moment I received the email. No
Oh,
worries.
so
yeah.
sorry. It is there in
No
the
worries.
email. I'll resend it to you, madam. I'll resend it to you.
Okay. Yeah,
It is
okay,
there
thanks.
on email. I will resend. I'll just stop recording the session. Also, one second. I'll just stop recording.